Hello all and welcome back to High Ridge Farm with me, the Walrus. We are in our final week of the fall season and yeah, I've forgotten that using the teleport scepter as your initial thing to hold on to teleports you back to the house. I'm a genius. Well, we've got a couple of other things that we're trying to do. So we've got ourselves the resource rush completed. We've still got to harvest the large quantity of ginger that we need. Thankfully only got 15 to go. So that feels reasonable because we need to do it before the end of the season. So that's not too bad. We also need to get all the way to the bottom of the mines for some more key gems. I've had a look at the calendar and I can't see any other new events in the next couple of days. So I'm not too concerned at the moment. So that's kind of where my focus is going to lie. Because as soon as the new potential events, it's really going to be just what's new in the winter. And I'm curious, like genuinely curious to see what is going to be the big thing in the winter. So that's kind of going to be it, isn't it? What's the shiny event? Or what other shiny events? You want a fish? Right, okay. Well, I'll have to try and see if I can catch one. I think the walleye's caught in the mountain pond, but I have a sneaking suspicion it's a night fish. I mean, I could be wrong. I think it's not like a general daytime fish, though. So it could be an evening fish. I mean, you know, that's a thing. Evening fish. As opposed to day fish. Right, anyway. I'm also keeping my eye out for any of these pools of panning that I can get my hands on. Because, yeah, there's got to be a lot of those still lying around. That'd be good. But, yeah. We've still got a fair old crack through to go through today. Right. So the big question really comes, what's the best plan of action here on Ginger Island, I think? Well, to be honest, it looks like the best plan of action is going to be dealing with all of these crops that are here. Well, of course, we've got lots of pineapples. That's good. I have a sneaking suspicion that it won't be long before all of that starfruit is ready for harvest. Again, not exactly a terrible thing, but that is something I'm going to have to be aware of. Okay. I'm going to have to teleport back to the farm to deposit all of this stuff. I don't think I genuinely do not have enough space in my inventory to carry it all. Which, again, not an awful thing. It's just something to be aware of. Right, so let's load of mangoes. We've got quite a few bits of ginger lying around, so that's good, so we can grab that. And I'm, again, glad of that, because I'm always going to need more ginger anyway. And it's a good thing to have, regardless. I mean, ginger ale is, well, the ginger beer, I can't remember if it's ginger beer or ginger ale, as has been pointed out, but I think it was actually Khan Wolf who pointed out the distinction between the two. Forgot what it is, but it was definitely a thing. But yes, we've got a few other things that we need to kind of sort out with today's run through. Now, I'm going to just deposit all of this gubbins in here, and just stash it away. Just get rid of it all. I don't need it. And I guess that's the big thing. So yeah, we'll get rid of all of that. Right, well, let's bung all those tomato juice away. That's lovely. And of course, I will give a nice early in-game shout out to Nix Hicks, who came up with the good idea, fantastic idea for me to use the hopper with the bone meal, along with a couple of other ideas. So they've come up with some kind of sneaky fun ideas for me that have been working quite usefully. And as a rule of thumb for me, I know, like I made a comment on, I've always erred on the side of caution when it comes to using people's like names and stuff, because sometimes people want to be the silent minority. But I just wanted to give a shout out for thanks for that great idea, because, you know, people deserve credit when they come up with something cool. And that's kind of my mantra. In the same way, I kind of wish I could find that Reddit thread, because I've not been able to re-find it again, where I learned about the stashing of the kegs and such outside of. I'm going to have a look and see if I can find it again, because it was a fantastic plan. And I'm really glad of it, because it's these little quality of life type things that make my life a lot easier and are really good to hear about. And I think that's the best way of kind of working on it, isn't it? But yeah, it's that's sort of like a thing that I've kind of like to kind of work on, is the idea that if you've got a really clever idea, and I found it. It was a Gact Trudget, I think is how it's pronounced, is their username. So Gact Trudget, they posted that on the Stardew Valley subreddit. So thank you very much for that idea that I have shamelessly used, because it's a good one. I think it's because, for me, I've always felt that if you don't give somebody credit for coming up with a good idea, you're just... It's like plagiarism. You are essentially stealing it. And I don't feel that that's right. But that might just be a me opinion thing, because I know I've seen some shameless yoinking of ideas and such from some people. So, yeah, no, that's a thing. So, yeah, we got a couple of other general nonsense that we need to try to work our way through today. And part of that is, as well as getting the ginger, which I think we've got pretty much all of that we can, we need to delve our way deeper into the mines. Now, we have a few days, just a few days to try to achieve this. And by the looks of things, I need to make my way down about 30 levels each day. And the trouble is, I've spent a lot of time today, as you can see, mucking about. Well, I say mucking about, I mean doing farm maintenance. And I think I need to maybe do a single day. Maybe I could do Friday or Saturday or Sunday, one of the weekend days, where I just go, okay, we're going deep into the mines and we are getting everything done. Because that's the cunning plan, at least, I guess. And just a little self-plug as well. I'm going to link it below. But, of course, I've been doing a few shorts recently. And one of the things that I've been doing of late is doing a series of shorts based on all the crops in Stardew Valley. Currently, we've got parsnips, we have kale, and what's the other one I've got? Well, I've done a few. But yeah, parsnips and kale were two that I definitely remember having done. And yeah, they've been little short, quick, no more than a minute, because that's how long a short is. I think they were all about 40 seconds at best, just going through the different traits and perks of each of the vegetables and crops. And it's going to be something that I will be doing more of going forward. I'm going to be doing every crop in the game. So, yeah, I made a choice there. And yeah, I think that's a good use of my time for the shorts. So if you have enjoyed those as well, or you even checked them out, please leave a comment if you subscribed as well, because of the shorts, because I'm genuinely curious. I'd like to see if you've joined the channel and you've seen some of my stuff. I'd love to know where you got it from, or where you've come in from, more to the point. Because yeah, it's nice to know what people have been doing and what people like. And I know it's a small channel, but hey, I'm curious more than anything. I like to know what it is that excites you about Stardew, what other things you'd like to watch me do. I'm currently in the middle of working through a couple of videos for PlateUp, which I'm not going to lie, I'm terrible at. I mean, I've only played it a little bit, and I've discovered that I am genuinely atrocious at it in some ways. Like, I've managed to get a couple of franchises going, but that's about it. And I've just failed miserably at other times, where I've just gone, aha, this would be that'll be really clever. But no, it's yeah, I've done really badly in it. But oh well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. I've got no ifs and buts on that one, have I? But yes, we've got a few other things that we are trying to do today, and one of the big ones is, as I mentioned earlier, getting further in the line. So I want to get down to maybe floor 40, if I can push it today. That feels like a reasonable sort of goal. I mean, floor 40 doesn't seem beyond the realm of possibility today, so I don't feel horribly put out by that as a general concept. I mean, heck, we're on floor 31 already, and since bombs can't hurt me, I'm actually just tempted to just use bombs as a weapon at this point, rather than as just for clearing of rocks. Just saturate the area with mega bombs, because they hit like a truck. They're devastatingly powerful, and that's not exactly a bad way of doing the mines, I think. I mean, again, I could be wrong, but it feels like a good shout. It feels like a good shout to me, at least, and that's my logic. Okay, now of course, while I'm in here, I am gathering more resources. So I'm getting more stone, which again don't really need right now, especially since I have completed that resource rush that I was asked to do by Robin. But I am gathering more of the important resources such as copper and iron and gold. Now, of course, I don't need any of them specifically, really. When I honestly look at it, I don't need any of them. But it doesn't exactly hurt for me to have them. And, yeah, and going forward, I can use them for other things, I guess. I mean, they're going to just go into the furnace detachment that I have going down on my, in the shed. Because that is kind of the big thing, really, I've got, is that the shed is really where everything is going down over there. And, yeah, that's... I mean, there's nothing really else I can say about it. It's just my processing shed. And I did discover something, though, because I ended up watching somebody talk about the size of some of the buildings in Stardew. And they pointed out that, interestingly, the size of the barn floor space is identical, apparently, to that of a shed. Now, that has some implications, because that means, in theory, one could, if they were so inclined, choose to take a shed and fill it with pigs. Not a shed, a barn. Fill it with pigs, and because pigs give quite a lot of money, and then fill a remaining amount of space with it with processing things like kegs. I'm like, that's really clever. I like that as a plan. I think that'd be great fun. In all fairness, I think that's a fantastic idea. So yeah. You know, other weird and wonderful plans. I like it. So yes, we've got some other ideas that may occur. I'm not expecting to really use that, because the thing is, I've got the animals. I mean, they're good for naming, but that's all I've kind of got going at the moment for them, isn't it? That's all I've got. But yeah, anyway. Right, I kind of want to have some other things, like these galaxy souls. Again, I don't need the galaxy souls. It's only if I felt like having another... what's it called? Like another version of some of the powerful weapons. Because I think it wouldn't hurt for me to have a couple of bonus boosted weapons. Like, there's a few of them that are particularly tasty, I would suggest. I mean, heck, the Galaxy Hammer's fantastic. But it wouldn't exactly be a bad thing for me to have some other ones. Like, the vampirism that I have on mine is, I have it because I like the idea of being able to heal. But I know that full well that there are maybe better enchants that would work more beneficially to me, based on a playstyle that I may or may not choose to take. At the moment, I'm not sure. So, yeah. We'll see, though. Right, so we've got down to floor 50. So I wanted to get to floor 40. So I'm feeling pretty damn good about myself today with that run. That feels reasonable. It's 1 AM now, so I do have a little bit of time. So maybe, just maybe, I could just quickly stash things away. And if I can, that'd be great. If I can't, it's not the end of the world. So we're just going to dump everything we have in here. Dump the stuff we have in here. And that's good. But what's next? Ugh. Well, we'll stash that away because I don't need to worry about it. go rid of those. Deposit. And deposit. I do need more iron ore. But the thing is, though, because you do process through, what, 25 a time, you are going to end up with a few times where you just go, yeah, I need to get rid of it. Kind of a given, isn't it? Not the end of the world, but that's just how it goes. Right. So we're going to stash all of that equipment. And we've got another enricher. I do need to try using the enrichers and actually try experimenting with them. I've not found a particularly good use for them. So if anyone out there has got like a good way that they've used the enricher, please let me know, because I've yet to figure one out. And again, I know I'm no great shakes. I'm not exactly like a highly competitive player, but I do need to figure that out and try and identify how to do that. Because there's got to be a clever way of using them. There genuinely has to be. But like I say, I just don't know. So yeah, if you've got a cunning plan, please let me know, because I am all ears. Right, so it's the dawn of a new day. We're going to chow down on spicy eel for breakfast, followed by a triple espresso. I'm not going to lie, that doesn't sound like the healthiest of breakfasts, but this is coming from a man who came in from work last night and decided that dinner should be a packet of Hobnob biscuits and a bottle of white wine. Now, for those of you who do not know what a hobnob is, it is a particular, I wouldn't say it's an English delicacy, that's a bit ridiculous, but it is a particularly popular English biscuit that one can obtain, and they are fantastic. They are an oat-based biscuit, and they are covered in chocolate on one side. Perfect for dunking in your tea. I, on the other hand, just chowed down on a packet of them and drank a glass of bottle of wine and decided that that was the best way of doing dinner. Let's just say that so my kitchen crimes are definitely nothing that I should highlight, which is really dumb considering I've just mentioned it on a video. But yes, I have in no place to criticize the walrus for chowing down on a spicy eel for breakfast. But righty, now you can see that I've got lots of wheat growing at the moment, because I realised that considering the time that we're currently sat in, we're gonna run out of time to grow any other crops. And that is annoying. There's nothing really I can say about it other than it's irritating. And the biggest irritation I've got with it is that there's not much I can do. Since that we're coming up to the winter season, there's just nothing that I can do going forwards with it. So it's just being turned into wheat just for something. And again, it does give a little bit of hay, so that's kind of a boost to me at that point. It won't be ready for another couple of days, but it's still, it's a thing. So we're just going to keep on slugging on for this one. So let's see what we can obtain here. Well, we've got some more pumpkins and a little bit more fish from the fish traps. Again, I don't really need the fish traps, and I'm debating whether I just get rid of them. Because, well, they're good early on, I feel. Because I've taken the trapper perk, because they don't give me junk. So I guess, I mean, I could forget that and try and get junk out of them, because I do need more sets of glasses. Honestly thinking about it, because the glasses are something that I need to give me access to more of the fish tanks that I like the idea, like the jungle fish tank that I like the look of. And maybe that's a better way of doing it. I've not really thought about it until now, because I know that, again, the fish traps are good, I guess. They just don't do much for me now that I'm not producing the quality fertilizer, because I'm going to make the better Mr. Key fertilizer, because of course I am. Why would I not make the best one I physically can at this point in the game? And again, moving forward, I've kind of realized that that might not be the best for me in the grand scheme of things. I might be better off using the speed grow. So it's, again, I've got to make that consideration as to what is the best plan of action for me. So yeah, we're gonna have a good think about that. So let's keep on trucking, as the phrase doth go, and see what we can try and figure out today. Now it's 9:40, so it's not a silly late day, thankfully. So we're going to quickly, so we've got floor 50, we've got 2 ginger. That's all we need, just 2 ginger. Now if I can get that, well, I'm in a good place, I feel. I mean, I don't think it's going to be too difficult to get 2 ginger. However, look at all that starfruit. I'm going to have to dip on back over to Sandy and get myself more that's available. Really, aren't I? I'm just going to have to get more seeds for starfruit. I've got no choice in this matter. Oh well, what a terrible shame. But at least that's going to stock up the wine shed to allow me to produce more wine. And that's good. Never going to be upset about that. As we go, because of course I'm always going to need that. Well, I say always. We're sitting at quite a comfortable level of money, but I'm still going to want to try and make money. I don't think that's a particularly unreasonable attempt, is it? That I'm just going to keep trying to make as much bank. Okay, so we've got 3 ginger there, so that is our ginger quest completed. Like, bish bash bosh done. That's great. I'm not upset at all. So, let's keep going. Let's see if we get anything else, really. I mean, we're not I don't think that we're that likely to get any more ginger, so I'm not super worried. All right, I'm going to sell the summer squash. Don't need it. Not really. Honestly, do I need it? And again, not super concerned about summer squash. It's just a basic crop. And it's nice that I have it and I can produce as much of it as I physically can, which is good. But that is just how it goes. The thing is, I know with the summer squash is that it's not silly valuable, but it's nice to have another crop that continuously produces, just like broccoli does. So, hey, it's a thing. Right. So, let's keep on trucking. We are going to head into the mines, but I'm going to try and catch a walleye. I think they might... I know I mentioned earlier, I think they're a night fish, but I'm not sure if it's like afternoon, so after 12 or not. But first, we're going to visit Sandy here in the desert. I did debate, actually. On autopilot, I kind of ran over to the bus. Right. As you can see, unfortunately for me, my controller that I'm using is getting a little bit long in the tooth. It's genuinely an Xbox 360 controller that I have had. Goodness, we're talking 16 years at least. Because this is back in the day when I used to go around to a friend's house, where he and I and 2 of our other friends would all just turn up. Well, I mean, one of them lived there, so that wasn't kind of too much of a worry. And we would play 16-player Halo. So the fact that I had 4 controllers, 2 wireless, 2 cabled, made such a big difference. Because then we didn't need any other controllers, but other friends had to bring theirs. And it was a good giggle. It just... I remember it very fondly, as you can probably tell. It was a strange old time playing lots of multiplayer Halo 2. And, of course, when Halo 3 came out, well, of course, we were all really excited. And the fact that that was a thing, that you could play Halo like that, and we were all physically cabled in as well. It's not like we weren't running on a Wi-Fi network. We had run Ethernet cables throughout the entire house, and it was the most preposterous, ridiculous looking thing. When you imagine that I was sat in one of the rooms upstairs. I had an old CRT TV, like a honking great 50-something inch CRT monitor TV thing. Sat in a room with 3 other guys shouting at each other because we were playing as teams, and each room was a team, or when we did like the big multiplayer games where it was just like all v all, and it was beautiful just hearing the rage from the downstairs when certain things would happen. Like I had a big fondness for the little skimmer. I can't remember the name of the damn thing now, but I would just go on a full roadkill rampage with it. I didn't even fire the guns. Who needs guns when you could just run people over? Way more fun. So yes, it's the silly little things like that. And that's why this controller, this is again the rambly concept of the man with ADD. The thing is, my point was that the controller is having some drift issues. It's worn out. And the thing is, I'm loath to get rid of it because it's got a lot of memory attached to it. And I think what I do need to do, though, in all honesty, is do as many repairs on it as I physically can. Because I love this thing. It's got lots of fond memories attached to it. And that's why I use it. Well, it's one of the reasons that I use it whilst it's connected to my computer. Because the thing is, I do have an Xbox 3... Ooh, no, I've got an Xbox One. Not the latest one. But I have one of those sat downstairs, and one of the controllers is synced to my laptop. And I mean, I could also sync it to my phone if I was so inclined. I just haven't bothered to. But yeah. Now, we've spent quite a bit of time faffing there, haven't I? And that's not great, because we're now, we're 3 PM, and I need to try and catch a fish. Don't I? In all honesty, I need to catch a fish. So let's try a walleye. Let's give it a little bit of fishing. We'll see if we can catch one. If not... then I'm going to have to delve into the mines and just kind of go from there, aren't I? There's not much else I can do at this point. And again, that's not the end of the world. Oh goody, a carp. Who would have guessed? What a lovely surprise day that was. Not the end of the world again, though. Now, I know I've taken the auto catch on my fishing rod, which does make my life a little bit easier, because I don't have to worry about actually pressing the catch button, which for me is the X key. But I am looking at some of the other enchants. I know there's the master enchant, and I can't remember what that one does. But again, there's a number of different enchants for every bit of equipment, and I'm curious to see what each of them does. I mean, for example, I've got shaving on my axe. I know that gives me extra wood when I cut down trees. I know there's the efficient, which means you don't use up energy when using it. There's also one that gives you an increased speed, which I have on my pickaxe, which is great for when I'm actually using it. So it means I swing faster and it cuts through things. And I know that a lot of it is down to personal choice and preference, really, more than anything. Does it work with the way that you play the game? And I think that's really the best way of looking at a lot of video games. Because I don't think that there is any specifically right way to... Well, a few games, there's definitely wrong ways to play it, in that you will just keep losing. But I don't think expressly that most, like that many games, are ones that you shouldn't try things with. And if you figure out something that works for you, you should be encouraged to try and use it. So, that's a walrus thought for the day there. Trying to sound like he's intelligent and knows things. Right, okay, it's 5 PM, so I've wasted enough time today. Now, I'm at floor 50. So, I'm going to get down a minimum of 10 floors. There's no ifs, and or buts. That's happening. But I would like to try to get down to floor 70 if I'm somehow able to today. So let's give that a try. Let's get down to floor 70. Okay, so we've got lots of ghosties, which need to go away because these are the unfortunate vomit ghosts that prevent me from eating, which is really annoying. But, oh gosh, so many spiders. Oh my goodness, so many spiders. Just go away. Shoo. Also, be gone. I do not need to be dealing with you, you horrible, horrible creatures. And, oh man, I got introduced to someone recently who keeps tarantulas. And they are a very lovely person, but my goodness, tarantulas give me the wiggins. And, oh my goodness, there's so many things here. Detonating bombs. There we go. Okay, well, I fully healed from that one. So apparently, dumping a large quantity of bombs is a definite, legitimate tactic in Stardew Valley. Who needs the environment when you can just detonate it? I feel like I'm playing Bomberman at this point. I wonder if there's a Bomberman vaguely looking outfit. That'd be kind of cool if there is. Because I feel that I should be wearing that if I'm doing this mad nonsense here. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm so glad. So this is the reason I have the vampirism on the hammer. And I have a... I'm not equipped with it, but I do have the vampire's ring. Because it doesn't appear to trigger on if weapon kills. It's if kill happens. Then it means that my trinket can heal me. My weapon can heal me. My bombs can heal me. Even the pickaxe can heal me. If I was so inclined to try to kill an enemy with just the pickaxe, which is not a great idea. I'm going to not ever deny about that. It's not a particularly powerful skill to use there. I mean, it works, just not very good. Right, so we're down to floor 57, so we're still not quite done up the 10 floors that I wanted to achieve yet. And then it's still only to 8-ish right now, so I can live with that, I can live with that. It's not like it's stupid o'clock yet. Yet being the operative word. So yeah, we're going to keep on slugging on through. Okay, again, we've got loads of spiders, and we've got another set of stairs, so that's, shockingly enough, where we're heading, down the stairs. And we've got, come on, another set of stairs, nice and early. I just don't want to have to fight everything. That's the problem, is it's the time, because I'm easily distracted, if you hadn't already noticed. I think at any point, if you hadn't realised that I'm really easily distracted by everything under the sun, let alone just shiny things. I mean, I'm not going to try and fully live up the ADD stereotype of, oh, shiny. But, yeah, that does totally and utterly happen with me. I am so easily distracted. It actually hurts. Oh, my gosh. Look at this. This floor is evil. It's just full of spiders. Go away. Go away. Shoo. Also, shoo. This is going to take ages, isn't it? Well, I love these sorts of floors. I really should just be carrying sets of stairs, but I didn't think about it because I'm a genius. Maybe that's what I should do, is on the day that I try and finish this off, I'm just going to bring a bunch of staircases and just slam them down. Not like I have a bunch of them from the large quantity of jade that I continuously produce in my shed of wonders. Not a particularly good name, I don't think, for a shed. That sounds proper creepy. But yes, we've got only a few more enemies to kill. And once we kill them, we're good, I think. Okay, so we've got that one bat left to go. Now, eat arrow. Go on. Eat it and die. We do not need you. Please leave me alone. Right, so floor 63. Considering the time of day, I think floor 65 doesn't feel out of the realm of possibility. But we will still have to see if further than that's possible. I mean, heck, we're on floor 65 already. See if I can get to 70. That would be nice. Because floor 70 is, I feel like, a good benchmark goal. I mean, if we can manage that in a couple of hours, because heck, it's 11:20. I want to be back to the house by at least 1:40. So, I mean, it feels reasonable. We'll give it a go. We'll see. Again, I think that's just all I can say is we're going to give it a try. I can't really hope for anything other than I've given it a good go. A good college try, as one might say. And that's a phrase that I've I know I've heard a few times, and it feels like a very Americanized phrase, but is there something specific around what is a college try? Is that you failed, or you've given it a go to the best of your ability, but you might fail because you're younger and inexperienced? Is that a thing? I just don't know. It could be. Well, we've got 2 floors to go to hit floor 70, and then now the mines are 120 floors. So floor 70 feels not awful to try to get further in. There we go. Floor 70. That's fantastic. Why am I trying to leave the mine? Teleport. Who needs stairs? Right, so let's quickly deposit a few things. But whilst I do that, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you have enjoyed watching me ramble and do weird and wonderful stuff in the mines today. Big shout out goes out to my patrons on Patreon. And please do like, share and subscribe if you have enjoyed. And if you've got any ideas, please do leave them below. And if you've recently joined us, welcome. And please, why not leave a comment below and say where you've come and viewed me from. But hopefully I will catch you all again the next time the Walrus plays Stardew Valley.